What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jose here at the First Round Bite Podcast, accompanied by my boy, Mr. Sauce.
Asa, dude.
Asa, dude.
Oh, man. So this week, me and my co-host, we are drowning in tears. I was very far off.
No. We were very far off.
This is episode 8. And
9.
on this episode...
Episode 9, right?
Yeah, it is episode 9. God, I was just talking about that too. That's so funny. But yeah, this is episode 9. Welcome to episode 9. This is going to be the next episode. I'm so excited about it. And this week, we are going to be talking about all the sad, some good, but mostly sad for myself and Josie over here. It was a very sombering weekend. A lot of emotions went down. And I will say, so I didn't actually get to watch the game because I was at work. But from what I hear, and from whenever I was following on my phone afterward, I was shitting all over the Thursday night game, saying that it was going to be a snooze fest. And guess what? Apparently it was actually a really good game. And so I want to send out my sincerest apologies to the Bengals and the Jags for saying that was going to be a snooze fest. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but it was still a lot better than what I was giving it credit for.
So, going to that game, you know what I'm really surprised about?
What?
But not really, but kind of at the same time? James Robinson. So for the first 2 games of the year, he didn't do shit.
Right.
And then week 3, I can't remember his stats for that game, but I know he had a pretty good game. Week 4, rushed 18 times for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I actually have him in one of my leagues on fantasy.
Yeah.
And I benched him because he wasn't doing shit. Like I said, week 1, week 2. Week 3, he did something.
Right.
And I was like, oh, it's a fluke. He's not going to do this again.
Right.
Week 4 comes around and bam, I think he put up like 20 points or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, he had 2 tutties, so man, that's funny. I mean, I did that one year with Derrick Henry.
What?
The same thing. I had him sitting on my bench because he wasn't doing anything.
Derrick Henry?
Remember that the year that they went off against the Jags?
No.
Remember, because you were telling me, you were like, Derrick Henry just scored.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Derrick Henry just scored.
That.
Yeah. I had Derrick Henry sitting on my bench because he hadn't done anything. And I had Leonard Fournette starting. And guess what? Leonard Fournette didn't do anything. So I feel your pain.
Right.
I feel your pain. So does that mean he's going to go in your starting lineup now?
Man, okay, so check it out. So in one of my leagues, for running backs, I have Chris Carson, Nick Chubb, Devin Singletary, James Robinson, and Cordero Patterson. So I have 5 pretty solid running backs in that league.
Wow.
And so right now I currently have like Carson, Chubb, and I forgot who the hell my flex was. Oh yeah, James Robinson is my flex. So I'm kind of like iffy if I should start Patterson or freaking Robinson as my flex.
I haven't really been following Patterson that much.
Patterson, he's currently the number 2 running back in fantasy right now.
Really?
Yeah, and he put
because I know he's a converted wide receiver, isn't he?
He's like a hybrid receiver running back. Like I don't know, it's weird. They use him out in the backfield a lot, the Falcons, but he also lines up as a receiver. And
that's nuts.
Matt Ryan likes to pass it, and Calvin Ridley being the wide receiver 1, I feel like he gets a lot of the attention, which kind of opens up space for Patterson.
That would make sense for sure.
I don't know. Like I'm still kind of like iffy if I want to start him or not.
I think that Patterson, he actually, whenever he was coming out, he was highly, highly touted. I think he got too much hype, but he was kind of a later bloomer.
Yeah.
Late bloomer.
Well, he played for the Pats. I think he did for a couple years, or 1 year for sure.
Man, how old is he then?
I don't know. I think he's probably like in his late 20s.
Because I think
30s.
he started with the Vikings, didn't he?
I'm not sure.
I think that he got...
Did he play with the Bears too, didn't he?
I don't know, maybe. I think that he got drafted by the Vikings.
He's been everywhere.
Yeah. he gets around. But yeah, no.
Jesus.
But I mean, that game still though was pretty crazy. I was actually surprised, kind of pleasantly surprised, especially since I've got Joe Mixon in my fantasy league. well, on one of my teams in one of the leagues that I'm in, and he did pretty good. He's actually, I think he's he's either second or third in rushing right now. Mixon, yeah. I think he's behind King Henry and Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
Yeah, Nick Chubb is having a solid year, but I mean, that's to be had because Nick Chubb is a solid running back. So,
well, it's crazy too because they got Kareem Hunt, so they got a good. That's off the top of my head. I think that's probably the best 1-2 punch of running backs in the league 100%. Right now. Who would be second runner or whatever? Who else do you have?
Man,
nobody.
I mean, nobody really, because
most teams run like just a.
I don't know, the Cowboys with Zeke and Tony Pollard.
I wouldn't call them a 1-2 punch. I'd call them a Tony Pollard coming for Zeke.
That's right. I hope he does.
But who the hell? I can't think of any other team that runs a solid team like that.
Yeah, because what about maybe the Vikings?
No, they got Dalvin Cook and Madison.
Madison, yeah.
Alexander Madison.
Yeah.
He doesn't really get all that many
so
reps.
now that I think about it, I think you're right. I don't think that there is because I'm looking at all these different squads and it doesn't look like anybody. Wow, so they got the best 1-2 punch in the league, I would definitely say. But which is kind of crazy because I felt like the league for a little while was going back toward like running back by committee and everything. But with the emergence of like King Henry and obviously Nick Chubb and some of these other guys like Joe Mixon even, most of the weight is being put all on these single running backs. So,
right.
And now the committee is usually wide receivers.
Oh yeah,
like because quarterbacks are spreading the ball around so much now. Except I think that there was, I can't remember what game it was. I was following it on my phone, and somebody had it might have been Tyreek Hill because he had a ton of touches, didn't he?
This week?
Yes.
I think he had like 11 targets. I can't remember how many he actually...
Yeah. He had 12 targets. The next closest was 6, and he caught 11. That dude, 11 receptions, 186 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, dude, he went off.
So, I mean, hey, let's talk about that game real quick then.
So, who the hell did they play again?
Philly.
Oh, yeah, and we were kind of dogging on him. Hey, turns out we were right about that one.
Yeah. I mean, Philly, I guess... They probably put up some stats in garbage time, I'm guessing.
I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of Jalen Hurts, to be honest with you. And like I said, I'm not hating on the guy. Like I'm not a big fan of his. Like I don't dislike him. I don't know. Like
you're not a big fan of his game. You don't believe in him.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not trying to sit here and say, oh, he sucks, because like I said, that's not me. But right. I just don't think he's gonna be like the long-term franchise quarterback for that team.
For sure.
Will he win you some games? Absolutely. Will he take you to the playoffs?
No.
I mean, right now, probably not. But I don't think that's the answer to their quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was the leading rusher for Philadelphia in that game.
Mm-hmm.
he had the most carries too. So I think he's a good fantasy guy. He'll get you some points, but if you're actually trying to win a game, I don't trust him. But I mean, obviously, Pat Mahomes, he did phenomenal.
24 for 30, 278 yards, 5 TDs, 1 interception. Sounds like a Patrick Mahomes type game.
I know. It's almost like the Chiefs were just like, everybody's doubting us now.
I mean, shit. Clyde Edwards-Helaire finally broke 100 yards. Was that the first time of the season?
I think so, yes.
Because he was pretty quiet the first couple games, didn't do much.
Yeah.
But the thing about the Chiefs is, I mean, they're a pass-heavy team, so they're not going to run the ball a whole lot.
Exactly.
So, I mean, but he finally got his 100-yard game. Didn't put up a... Did he put up a... Yeah, he put up a receiving touchdown. He went 2 for 12 yards, 1 TD.
Yeah. So, he's showing some dynamite playmaking ability. But yeah, I mean, it's the Chiefs. What more do you expect?
Right.
They're explosive. Probably the most explosive team in the league, if you ask me. But also another very explosive team, the Bills.
40 to 0.
40 to nothing. I mean, it's the Texans.
Hey, sorry,
Hey, Carson. If you're watching this, sorry, Carson. Shout out to Carson. He's a great dude, but your Texans are not looking that great this year.
So, dude, I did not see this. So, what's his name? Davis Mills.
He had 4
11
picks.
for 21, 87 yards, and 4 interceptions. I mean, granted, the Bills do have a pretty solid defense, but good Lord, 87 yards and 4 interceptions?
Man, I can't wait for the Titans to play him and then make him look like an all-pro.
Oh, I'm excited because the Patriots play the Texans this week, and I have the Patriots defense on one of my leagues, so...
Someone's going to be feasting.
I hope. I'm not going to jinx myself.
I was about to say, I'm going to go ahead and segue that into the first extremely sad topic. So, we were... Obviously, I'm a big Titans fan. I mean, clearly. I'm so disappointed.
I don't think our listeners knew that, so it's a good thing you reminded them.
Yeah, so, yeah, for lack of a better term, we shit the bed. But here's the thing, though. Throughout the game, I was actually texting Josie because he was kind of giving me shit and being like, "Yeah, what's going on with the Titans right now?" Now, I did at one point say they should pull it out, but of course, they let me down yet again. Now, here's the thing with the Titans. In this particular game, I feel like the coach, Vrabel, he didn't have them prepared enough. And what I mean by that is our offensive line was in shambles. We were down to a couple of backups at least. I know that and Taylor Lewan, he's been hurt. He's our all-pro left tackle, and he's been hurt, so he hasn't been playing the same. And so Tannehill got sacked a lot, and he got hurried a lot. And he got sacked a lot. He was getting abused. We were down Julio and AJ. So our top receiving target was Nick Westbrook. I can't remember the other part of his last name, and then Cam Batson.
I don't even know who the hell those guys are.
If you're not a diehard, then you would have no idea who they are. And of course, I mean, Derrick Henry still put up like 150 yards, but yeah, we lost in overtime. But we definitely deserved to lose that because we had a bunch of miscues and everything.
Was it whose field did they play in?
It was in the Meadowlands, so it was in New York. Yeah, but I mean, the Jets wanted it more. That's all you can say. The Titans have notoriously been a very Jekyll and Hyde team, so you never quite know what you're going to get. But generally, after a loss, we have come out and looked a lot better. So I think we're playing the Jags this week. So
I'm not gonna sit here and say you guys should win that one because that's what we said.
Can't.
That's what we said week 4, and I mean we're talking about it now. Look what happened. So
yeah,
it's the NFL, sports in general.
You never know.
You literally never know. Even college ball, man. Like freaking, you just never know with these teams, man. Like ranks and freaking what do you call them? Ranks and
divisions?
Stats? No, not divisions. Like if someone's 9-1, what do you call that?
Oh, that's their record.
The record. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, records don't they don't mean nothing. So
Nope.
You just never know.
Any given Sunday, anything could happen. Anything could happen. But yeah, so hopefully we rebound from that, and hopefully we do better this week. Otherwise, it'll just be further down the rabbit hole of sadness for me.
Oof.
I mean, I still have faith in them. I still think that they can turn it around. They just got to get healthy and change a few things up. I still think that they're one of the top contenders in the AFC, but they're getting chased or overtaken by several teams looked really good this week. I mean, we already talked about the Bills and the Chiefs and everything. The Bengals didn't look awful.
Dude, the Bengals are looking pretty good, man.
They are.
I'm a big fan of Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I mean they're solid. They're definitely playing solid. What about the? Did you catch any of the Ravens Broncos game?
Ravens Broncos game. I did not. Who won that game?
Ravens.
The Ravens.
Yeah.
What was the final score on that?
23-7.
Dang. Wait. I did read up a little bit. I think Teddy Bridgewater went out with a concussion, if I'm correct.
That might be correct.
But
yeah, because Drew Lock was playing in the last episode. We were hyping that one up big time, and man, I think the Cardinals are looking for real.
They are, but I don't think. I know they're gonna make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, for
I know
sure.
they're making the playoffs, but I don't think that they will advance past the first game.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
And why do you say that?
I love Kyler Murray. Like I do. He's a good quarterback, man.
He is.
I like him. I love him.
He is.
And I've been following him since his college days back at OU. But I don't think he can lead a team this year past first game of the playoffs.
Okay.
Unless, we're week 5, dude. Like, we're
I
week
know
5.
there's so much games to be, so much season to be played out.
Like, I don't know who the hell they're gonna be playing in the playoffs, but I mean,
Right.
if it's like, I don't know. Give me a team. If whoever they might play,
Green Bay.
I don't think he can get. I don't think he can beat.
I don't think they can beat Green Bay
I don't think they
either
can beat in the
with Aaron
playoffs.
Rodgers.
But I don't know. I mean, we'll see. It's just early predictions. Will they make the playoffs? I absolutely believe so that they will. I do believe that they will. But I don't think that they would advance. They will advance too far.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. I think that Kyler is a dynamic athlete. I think he's improved as a passer. I think he's a pretty good passer and everything. But I'm not completely sure just how far I could see them going. I mean, they're playing really well now.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, they're the only undefeated team in the NFL right now.
But then again, though, like you said, there's still a whole lot of football left to be played. And I mean, I'm not really surprised by the Rams. Maybe I was giving them too much credit for looking as good as they did starting off. I mean, they still look good, and I mean, the Cardinals are still a quality team, but maybe I was giving them a little bit too much credit. At this point, I feel like...
You said the Rams?
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I know the Cardinals won, but if it came down to in the playoffs, I feel like the Rams would beat the Cardinals in the playoffs easily. Okay, maybe not easily. I do believe the Rams, if they
by
meet
like
in
a
the playoffs,
touchdown or something.
Possibly. I do feel like the Rams would definitely beat the Cardinals in the playoffs.
I could see that.
Matthew Stafford, he's got the experience. Hell of a quarterback. He's been around the league. You got that defense that's also experienced. I mean, this team went to the Super Bowl, was it 3-4 years ago?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, it's not the
Jared
same people.
Goff.
Right. It's not the same people as, it was back in the day, but they do still have some key pieces in there. You got
Jalen Ramsey. Aaron Donald.
Was Jalen Ramsey on that team? I think he was on the Jags.
I think he was on the Jags.
Sean McVay, I'm sure, he'd be eager to be back in the Super Bowl if they made it that far. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, and I think that it would be a very, very good game. But I would also probably put it in favor of the Rams.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, like you said, the experience factor. I mean, and look at Matt Stafford. He's having a resurgence.
Yeah.
Under I don't even know who's their coach, McVay? Yeah. He's having he's having a great year so far. So, what next game piqued your interest the most?
So we haven't even talked about the Pats-Bucks game.
I know. I was trying to spare your feelings a little bit.
No, man, I'm excited to talk about it, man.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
okay.
Hell yeah. Like, let's talk about it.
It was a fantastic game.
So here, let me take the spotlight on this one, Steve.
Do it.
I'm excited for this one. So
do it.
Buccaneers, Pats. If you watch that game, in my opinion, it was a hell of a good game. I honestly thought the Pats were gonna get blown out, but it was actually a good game, and it came down to the wire. Where do I start? So, first off, I thought the Patriots were going to get blown out, like I said. Mm-hmm. I was, thinking it was going to be 30-something to 7. You know what I mean? And I thought Mac Jones was just going to play like ass. Mac Jones came out, and he killed it. Mm-hmm. What did he do? He went 31 for 40, 275 yards, two touchdowns, and 1 interception. He played really well.
Yeah.
And he actually... He had 19 straight completions, which tied Tom Brady's record for the most completions completed, with that, which is crazy.
That is nuts.
You know what I'm saying? Holy shit!
Especially
Mac Jones,
against the defending Super Bowl champions.
But the Bucks did have 3 of their cornerbacks, I guess, injured, so they were pretty hurting in the secondary. But I mean, shit, that doesn't take any.
I was about to say that's the thing, though. I mean, we all know how Belichick is. So obviously, I mean, you got to take advantage of whatever matchups you can.
But Mac Jones, he killed it, man. It was a good game. And after thinking about it for a while, I mean, obviously I was kind of pissed off that the Patriots lost. Like as soon as they lost, I was like, "Damn it!" like.
Oh
shit,
yeah.
No,
trust me, I know. I was. We were texting as the game was going on.
And then after like I kind of winded down, took a shower, went to bed, woke up the next day. I thought about it. I was like, dude, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. Like he had to have this game to put it in his resume.
Oh, absolutely.
Like to beat every single team in the NFL, like he had to have that accolade. I think that Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, and was it
Joe Montana?
Marino? I think it might have been not Dan Marino.
I think
Drew Brees.
Okay.
Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, and who else? And Brett Favre and Tom Brady
to beat
every single team in the NFL.
Who did? Oh, I forgot that. I didn't even know that they
Drew
played.
Brees?
Yeah, I didn't even know that they played the Saints at some point.
So if I'm correct, those 4 quarterbacks are the only quarterbacks in the NFL history to beat every single team in the NFL. So of course Tom Brady had to get that record.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? He had to. So after thinking about that, I was okay with it. And
right. Especially if you're a Tom Brady fan.
Exactly. And which brings me to my next point. To answer some of your questions, maybe not, but whatever. So I had like so many people ask me
who I'm rooting for.
I'm like, dude, I am a freaking Patriots fan. Like I love Tom Brady to death. So I grew up watching Tom Brady, right? So of course I'm gonna like have a bunch of respect for him and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna root for the Patriots.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, I'm a Tom Brady fan, but at the end of the day, I'm a Patriots fan.
Right. I was about to say because I wasn't one that was going to ask you because, I mean, obviously with all of our football talk and everything, I mean, we've already talked about it both on camera and off camera that, obviously you're a Tom Brady fan, but you're a Patriots fan first. So obviously, but I mean, do you blame some people for wondering, considering the fact that like, I mean, look at your social media sometimes.
Well, I do share a shit ton of like Tom Brady posts.
But to be fair, you also share a shit ton of just NFL related stuff.
Right. But I don't know. Like I said,
I could see it, especially because of the fact that, I mean, he was the quarterback for 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, obviously there's going to be some questioning, but I mean, yeah, that still that cracks me up. Like that people would still be like, "Ooh, I wonder who you're rooting for."
Right.
Of course, the Patriots. So I already kind of know because we've talked about it off camera, but I want to know what your feelings are yet again on the final decision that Bill Belichick decided to do.
Right. So what happened? I think the freaking Bucks, they kicked the field goal, right?
They kicked the field goal.
And they were up by like 1 point, right? Or
correct.
2. So they were up by like a point or 2, right? So immediately, and we still had like a minute and some change with like 2 timeouts left. Mm-hmm. And they kicked it off. It was a touchback, whatever. So we started on the 20-yard line. We started driving. Mac Jones was looking high. He was doing his thing. You know what I mean? He was getting it.
Right.
The receivers were catching the balls regardless of the freaking downpour that was going on. So they get to like whatever about the 50-yard line, and then they convert another first down. And to myself, and I was actually texting the group. I have a group chat with some of my buddies, and I told them, I was like, dude, they have to get at least within the 30-yard line to kick a freaking field goal, because there's no way in hell if they kick anything outside of the 30 that they're gonna freaking convert that field goal. For one, Nick Folk, I don't have a whole lot of trust in him. Is he a good kicker? He's not bad. He's not a terrible kicker. He's a pretty good kicker. But at the same time, I don't trust him to make those types of kicks.
Oh, absolutely. Plus
he's
those
not
conditions.
Vinatieri, he's not Gostowski. I don't trust the guy, right? So, and like what you said, it was freaking pouring rain the whole damn game.
Pouring rain.
So why the hell? And I was telling this to Sauce the other day too. Whenever they were playing, I was like, I feel like the chances were better if they converted on whatever it was, fourth and three. If they tried to go for that and they still had like over a minute left with like at least a timeout left, if they converted that, I feel like they had a better chance to get that first down instead of kicking that freaking 56-yard field goal in those conditions.
Oh yeah.
I was like, yo, Bill, what are you thinking?
Man.
Like, dude, it's pouring rain, a 56-yarder. even if you make the freaking field goal, you're giving the ball back to Tom Brady with over a minute left to play.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It was so silly. Plus, I mean, you take it out of Mac Jones's hand. Who?
Mac Jones.
That's right. Yeah, and he was playing phenomenal. Like I was actually really surprised by how well he was playing. And that's what I was telling Jesse. It blew my mind that he made that decision because I was sitting there just wow, I can't even talk. When me and Josie were texting back and forth, I was like, yeah, he's got to go for it right now. You got to go for it because it's a monsoon outside, and even though it's a monsoon, Mac Jones he's driving it down the field. You got to put your trust in this quarterback and stuff, and then all of a sudden, of course, I get a text back saying, "Nah, they're probably gonna kick the field goal. Please don't kick the field goal. Please don't kick the field goal." And then I watched the field because I think my my feed was a little bit faster. And so I saw it, and I was about to text and be like, "Hey, they kicked the field goal," but I didn't want to ruin it.
Even though it was already ruined for me,
Yeah.
I just had to watch it with my own eyes.
It was it blew my mind. But I mean, that even goes to show you that even who is largely considered the greatest head coach of all time, they still make mistakes.
Well, because even like me, I was sitting back home, and even I was like, "You can't go for this field goal. Like you got to go for it." You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing about it too, though. They weren't even expected to win this game,
Exactly.
so you don't have anything to lose, really.
Right.
So like, just go for the 4th and 3, convert. Hopefully, more than likely, maybe whatever.
Right.
Once you convert, then try a freaking 50-yarder, 45-yarder, 30-yarder, whatever.
Exactly.
Instead of a freaking 56-yarder in freaking pouring rain.
I will say, though, that I did call it because I believe that I said on our preview episode, I did say that I thought it was going to be a lot closer than we would think because, I mean, Bill knows Tom.
Yeah.
And so I figured that it would be, and even the announcers were talking about how Bill was throwing out all these exotic defensive fronts and defensive looks. And so I was just like, yeah, I at least got something right this week. Because other than that, my predictions were really bad. But other than that, I mean, we had... would you still like to reminisce over this, or moved on?
A little bit. I mean, it was a good game, man. Like
it was,
and I'm happy for Tom. He came and he did his thing and got left with the win.
Did you see the post game interview that he had?
Which one?
I can't remember.
Wait, yeah, and they were on the field, right?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then like a whole bunch of people, because whenever he was like saying bye to everybody or whatever, everybody was like talking shit because Bill gave him like a quick 1 second hug, and everybody was like, "What the hell is that?"
There's clearly beef between them.
Yeah, and then like I guess after the game, Bill went over to the locker room and they spent like 23 minutes together just talking, I guess, in private. So
that's a very specific amount of time.
Right. I mean, that's what I read.
That's interesting.
But yeah, I mean, everybody was like talking shit, like, "Bill, what the hell? You need to respect Tom, this and that." But yeah.
Yeah. No, that's kind of funny though that you mentioned that, because I thought that it was really, really cool that he was being so like raw and emotional and like just talking about, and it looked like he finally got that monkey off his back. Like, and so I firmly believe that because after this game, I think the Bucs are going to start tearing it apart, like tearing it up.
Yeah.
Because you could tell from the way he was talking and everything. Obviously, it was a very emotional game for Tom, but you could tell that a weight had been lifted off of his shoulders.
100%. Yeah.
And so now I'm like sitting here thinking, I'm like, well, we done did it. He's the Bucs are about to repeat as Super Bowl champs because he got past this one roadblock, and now, oh Lord,
I honestly think they might win the Super Bowl again. And like I said, I get it. I know it's early. It's hella early. We're going into week 5, but Tom Brady is.
You can't count him out,
dude. Tom Brady is literally looking like Tom Brady still,
dude.
Like it doesn't even look like he's slowing down.
I know.
It's crazy. But anyways. let's move on, man. What else we got?
We also got. I was going to talk about the Packers and Steelers, but I mean, I didn't really. I watched a little bit of the game, but it just looks like. I mean, the Packers were just doing like Aaron Rodgers is doing Aaron Rodgers things, just tearing it up. The Steelers are not looking that great this year.
Man, they're kind of weird. They're like hit or miss. Like they'll either have like a really solid game and like Big Ben looks like Big Ben, or they'll like looks like Big Ben needs to retire and like the whole squad looks like ass.
Dude, they're so up and down, and I hate it. I hate it because I think I got Juju in one of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I have him in, I think it's in your league.
Yeah.
That I have him. And I hate it because I never know how he's going to do.
Right. Well, the thing is, too, because they got a bunch of, like, options in the receiving. They got Juju, Washington, Claypool, Johnson. Mm-hmm. I think Claypool might be out, actually. But...
Yeah, I think he is because whenever I was reading on the fantasy tracker, it was saying that Juju should get some more looks because their secondary, their receiving core is a little depleted right now. So,
right.
But, yeah, I mean, the Steelers, they're not looking like the Steelers of old. They're looking like old.
I mean, I'm not mad.
I'm not mad either.
Dude, I know, and you know who I'm talking about, but I know this one Steelers fan. This person is an ass. And
I know exactly who you're talking about.
I am extremely content that the Steelers aren't looking too good. Just because I will
say 100% I agree.
I want this person to
suffer.
Suffer.
Absolutely. So this is actually the perfect season for that person.
Oof.
We're so bad. We're so petty.
Anyways.
But it's truth. I was about to say, we've got one last game to talk about.
And I know what it is.
Which is, I mean, it was one of the better games. We are talking about the Raiders.
What'd you call them? The Sin City Raiders.
The Sin City Raiders. Because they're from Vegas, Sin City. And the Chargers. So that, oh my goodness. I will say, obviously, even before you talked about how good and how much you liked Justin Herbert, I was already like pretty much all in on him because I thought that he got, I felt like he got shafted last year and overlooked by a lot of people.
Herbert?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can see that.
Well, based off of his drafting. A lot of people were shitting on him because they thought that he wasn't going to be any good. Now, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, yeah, I'm going to call that he's going to be amazing. But midway through the season, like whenever they were barely losing games, I felt bad for the kid because he was playing great. And like you were saying, he was an up-and-coming star, but he just couldn't get the wins. But now the wins are coming.
Dude, Justin Herbert is that guy.
Dude.
Justin Herbert is that guy.
I agree with you though. I think he will legit at the end of the year be a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's already a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing good, man.
So far. He played very, very well.
I mean, but to be honest too though, he's got a good team surrounding him.
He does.
Like it's hard to be a good or even a great quarterback whenever you don't have a good team around you. Like honestly, if you throw Justin Herbert in the same team that freaking Zach Wilson has, I don't know how that's going to turn out. If you throw Zach Wilson in the team that the Chargers have, he could be playing lights out as well. But
I mean, if as long as you're playing the Titans, then most of the time you're going to look like an All-Pro. I'm just kidding.
But I don't know, man. I'm really impressed by the Chargers. They're currently 3-1. They've beaten the Raiders. They've beaten the Chiefs, and I honestly don't remember who else they've beaten.
Yeah, but they've got the pedigree.
They got the team, man. They got Eckler, who's playing he's playing really good. He's he can catch the ball, he can run the ball, and then you got Jared Cook, seasoned vet.
Yep.
Good freaking tight end. You got Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. Solid 1-2 punch of the wide receiver core. They're looking good, man.
They are
definitely going to be a playoff team.
I was about to say also, the Raiders, they're looking pretty solid too.
So I know, like the past 2 episodes, I was like talking shit about the Raiders.
Man, you were like
I was dogging those guys,
on them.
I watched. I didn't watch the full game, but I did watch some of it. Derek Carr, man, he doesn't look too bad. I apologize.
Oh, yeah.
He only threw for 196 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 interception. But I mean, he can throw the ball pretty well.
He can.
I think I forgot who he threw it to him. It might have been like Waller, but he threw like some pretty nice balls to him.
Yeah, no, one of the biggest things, like I think I talked about it a little bit on the last episode too, is that one of the biggest knocks on him was the fact that he was a check down artist, and it seems like he's pushing the ball down the field a little bit more now.
Yeah.
So he's definitely starting to improve and everything. So that the AFC West is looking pretty good. They're looking pretty formidable and everything.
I think the Broncos are a fluke though.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell they started 3-0.
Oh, cupcake schedule.
Is that what it was?
Probably, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, and no disrespect, man, but I like Teddy Bridgewater. Like I do. Like it sucks how
he's a good game manager.
I mean, he's a good quarterback, but I don't know. Being in that division, I don't think you can. If you were maybe like in a weaker division, then yeah, maybe you can get far in the
for sure. But same division as some of these other quarterbacks who are playing really well.
Chargers, Raiders. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man.
Yeah, for sure. But I think that about wraps up what we're planning on talking about, the Week 4 recap. I don't know. I thought that would be kind of cool. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed that, make sure you drop a like and comment down below. Let us know what you guys thought about Week 4. Obviously, there's a lot of talking points that we have, so get down there in that comment section and let us know what you guys think. And definitely check us out. Subscribe if you haven't. Obviously, we're on all the streaming platforms. Josie, what are those again?
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio. What else? Is that it?
I think that might be it. But we also, you can find us, your one-stop shop for everything First Round Buy related is going to be firstroundbuy.com. You can actually also get merch, too. We have one shirt available.
We'll have more in the future.
Yes, we have some plans for some stuff in the future. And let us know what you guys want.
Yeah.
If you guys want something and enough people want it, then we'll try and put it out. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything else. Josie, you got anything?
No, I don't, man. Episode number 10, man. We're going to be talking about a little bit of some college football.
Yep.
And I'm excited because usually what we do is we'll shoot like 2 episodes a night. So, I'll be wearing the same outfit for episode 10. And it's going to be about my Texas Longhorns.
I was about to say, I'm not changing because I've just got my work uniform on underneath here. And yeah.
But, I mean, that's all I got, man. And, thanks for sticking around.
Absolutely. We appreciate every single one of you guys, and we're still trying to figure out who that listener is from Germany. Yeah, so I know that you're still hiding. We will find you, and we will hug you or something. I don't know. Either way, thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it. Have a good one. We'll see you in the next episode.
Peace.